Thank you, Zara. Our next contestant is Fraser Johnson with the Department of English in the College of Liberal Arts and Social Sciences. The title of the presentation is From Homer to Hollywood, the Trojan Roots of Western Culture.
How often do you think about Trojans? Not the condoms. No, I'm referring to Trojans from the ancient city of Troy, famous for a beautiful princess, a 10-year war, and yes, Brad Pitt's six-pack abs. The people of medieval England certainly thought a lot about Trojans, going so far as to claim that survivors from Troy sailed all the way to England and created British civilization. My research explores the influence of the legend of Troy on medieval English literature, but I also show how ancient Troy remains relevant today in modern Western culture, and what this enduring popularity says about the nature of heroism in the West, as well as what it means to belong in Western society. You see, cultural stories and gift-giving often go hand in hand. My own passion for literature and the legend of Troy began in the 4th grade, when my grandfather gave me his well-worn copies of Homer's Iliad and Odyssey, our main sources for the legend of Troy. Such narratives link generations and societies together. But in Western culture today, we lack a unifying narrative, and the study of Western civilization has become quite controversial, the history of the West being fraught with imperialism and colonialism. In my research, I navigate a middle path, revising our understanding of Western heroes along the way, and reminding us that Western culture originated in the East. If we trace the origins of the West, not to London or Rome or Athens, but to Troy, we find a story that knits all of us together. In my research, I found that medieval poets like Geoffrey Chaucer and John Lydgate used the story of Troy's fall to dramatize the spiritual journey of their Trojan ancestors from sin to salvation as the culture moves from Troy to England. From the days of Homer to the silver screens of Hollywood, the legend of Troy has captivated our minds. And just as survivors from Troy were refugees on English soil, there is a wanderer spirit at the heart of Western identity, reflecting the idea that to belong in Western culture is to be, in some sense, a refugee from somewhere else. The legend of Troy teaches us that we are all like ships tossed about on the tumultuous seas that we call life. The trials that we face may be the hand of fate driving us to our destined shore where, like the Trojans, we can rebuild what had fallen into ruin and find a lasting joy such as we have never known. This is how the story of Troy becomes everyone's story. Thank you.